Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 28th Saskatchewan Book Awards. I'm Sam McKegg, the host of CBC Saskatchewan News at 6, and I'm thrilled to be your MC this evening. Tonight, we will recognize some of the best writers and publishers our province has to offer. I'm hosting tonight from Regina, which is on Treaty 4 territory. Saskatchewan is also home to Treaties 2, 5, 6, 8, and 10. Those include the territories of the Nahiawak, Anishinaabe, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and Dene Nations, and the homeland of the Métis. To kick off the ceremony tonight, I'd like to introduce Donna Woloshin, chair of the Saskatchewan Book Awards, for some opening remarks.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. And thank you, Sam, for the warm introduction and for agreeing to MC the 2021 Annual Saskatchewan Book Awards. We also want to thank CBC Saskatchewan for coming on board to support this year's online award ceremony. I am pleased to welcome the Honorable Russ Morasti, Lieutenant Governor of Saskatchewan and the Honorary Patron of the Saskatchewan Book Awards, and all our presenters this evening. This year, the Saskatchewan Book Awards is celebrating 28 years of writing and publishing excellence in Saskatchewan. The organization was created in 1993, and a year later, 4 awards were given out at its first ceremony. Now, I'm pleased to say that for 2021, we received 163 entries in 14 different award categories. We want to thank the 42 jurors from across Canada who reviewed the entries. This evening, we're honored to be able to present the shortlisted authors and publishers they selected for the 2021 awards ceremony. Now, I would be remiss if I did not discuss the challenges that the pandemic has had on our organization. Over the past 16 months, we have been fortunate to receive COVID relief funding from SaskArts, the Canada Council, and ArtsFest. These financial supports, along with the federal government's wage and rent subsidy programs, have helped to maintain ongoing operations. The past 16 months have, however, also provided opportunities to learn new ways of working together to promote and support our province's vibrant community of storytellers. This is the second year in a row that we are celebrating Saskatchewan's writers and publishers online, and it's helping us to reach new and larger audiences through social media. So while we haven't had the normal buildup of anticipation and excitement associated with an in-person ceremony, we hope you'll enjoy the online program we've put together tonight. We want to thank this year's award sponsors and all our community partners for supporting the Saskatchewan Book Awards. Further, I would like to thank our Executive Director, Cam Teo, and all our board members and volunteers who've helped to bring this event to you tonight. Thank you also to the Little Ox Film Company for making this production possible. And most especially, I want to thank the book readers and booksellers who are the reason why Saskatchewan books and stories are read and circulated. So in closing, congratulations to this year's award winners, and thank you to everyone who joined us this evening. As we are a charitable organization, I invite you to donate to the Saskatchewan Book Awards, whatever you can afford. Your donation will contribute to making next year's event possible. So now, dear viewers, I invite you to sit back and enjoy this evening's presentation. Thank you.
Thanks for that, Donna. Now I would like to introduce His Honor, the Honorable Russ Morasti, appointed Saskatchewan's 23rd Lieutenant Governor in July of 2019. His Honor is the first Indigenous person to serve in the role. Lieutenant Governor Morasti is a member of the Lac La Ronde Indian Band and is a fluent Cree speaker. During his 36-year career with the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, he was posted to 7 provinces and performed duties in all provinces and territories. Following his retirement from the RCMP, Mr. Morasti helped lead educational initiatives and served on several boards to reduce poverty and promote community safety. He and his wife, Donna Morasti, have a home in La Ronge, and they have 2 children and 2 grandchildren. It is my pleasure to invite Lieutenant Governor Russ Morasti to offer remarks. Your Honor.
Thank you, Sam. Hello, Danse, bonjour. I'm filming today at Government House in Regina, which is in Treaty 4 territory and homeland of the Métis. I congratulate all of the shortlisted authors and publishers. What an impressive group. Thank you for giving us the gift of your books, which entertain, educate, and inspire. We can all be very proud of Saskatchewan's vibrant literary community. I'm grateful to the Saskatchewan Book Awards Board and staff for celebrating excellence in writing and publishing for 28 years. This award program provides important public awareness and promotion. Thank you for continuing this impressive legacy. I also want to acknowledge the jurors who had the difficult task of selecting recipients, as well as the generous award sponsors for supporting this valuable industry in our province. In closing, it is my pleasure to bring greetings on behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada. In the spirit of reconciliation, I would also like to share these greetings in my first language, which is Woodland Cree. Nimedwiditin, kitapita matawao, at Temiskato and Gichonga Skuoche, Elizabeth II, Kigichoga Masquino, Utagitaskino, Canada. Ninanaskamun.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would now like to ask Minister Laura Ross to present the winner of the Ministry of Parks, Culture and Sport First Book Award.
And now I'm pleased to announce the shortlisted books for the Ministry of Parks, Culture and Sport First Book Awards. Flat Out Delicious, Your Definitive Guide to Saskatchewan's Food Artisan by Jen Sharp. Photographed by Richard Marion and published by Touchwood Edition. Road to La Prairie Ronde by Court Donné, published by GDI Press. Tiny Runes by Nicole Hadupus, published by Radiant Press. The Burden of Gravity by Shannon McConnell, published by Caitlin Press. New to Ways Cap by Rob Bartel and illustrated by Marianne Panuchouet, published by Running the Goat Books and Broadside. And the winner is Shannon McConnell for The Burden of Gravity. Congratulations, Shannon, on winning the Ministry of Parks, Culture and Sport First Book Awards.
Thank you, Minister Ross, and congratulations, Shannon. The next category is the University of Saskatchewan Nonfiction Award. The shortlisted books are Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox, published by the University of Regina Press. Flat Out Delicious, Your Definitive Guide to Saskatchewan's Food Artisans by Jen Sharp, photography by Richard Marjan, published by Touchwood Edition. Loss of Indigenous Eden and the Fall of Spirituality by Blair Stonechild, published by the University of Regina Press. A Radiant Life, The Honorable Sylvia Fedorik by Merle Massey, published by the University of Regina Press. And In Search of Almighty Voice, Resistance and Reconciliation by Bill Wazer, published by Fifth House Publishers. And the winner is Merle Massey for A Radiant Life, The Honorable Sylvia Fedorik. Congratulations to Merle for winning this year's University of Saskatchewan Nonfiction Award. Now, to present our next award, I would like to introduce University of Regina Faculty of Arts Dean, Shannon Day.
Thank you, Sam. The shortlisted books for the University of Regina Faculty of Arts, University of Saskatchewan College of Arts and Science, Jennifer Welsh Scholarly Award are The Red Road and Other Narratives of the Dakota Sioux by Samuel Mineo and Robert Goodvoice, edited by Daniel M. Beveridge, published by the University of Nebraska Press. The next installment, serials, sequels, and adaptations of Nellie L. McClung, Ella Montgomery, and Mazo de la Roche by Wendy Roy, published by Wilfrid Laurier University Press. In Search of Almighty Voice, Resistance and Reconciliation by Bill Wazer, published by Fifth House Publishers. And the winners are Samuel Mineo and Robert Goodvoice, edited by Daniel M. Beveridge. Congratulations to Sam, Robert, and Daniel for winning the University of Regina Faculty of Arts, University of Saskatchewan College of Arts and Science, Jennifer Welsh Scholarly Writing Award.
Thank you, Professor Day. Up next, I am pleased to introduce Anne Phillips, president of the Anne and Roger Phillips Foundation. A lawyer and philanthropist, Anne is a book lover who served as an SBA board member and has also sponsored the Prix du Livre Français for many years. I'm pleased to introduce Anne Phillips for her introduction in French of the shortlist and winner for the Prix du Livre Français.
Je m'appelle Anne Phillips, la veuve de Roger Phillips. C'est la quatrième fois depuis la mort de mon mari Roger que j'ai l'honneur de présenter le Prix du Livre français. Avant son décès, en 2013, il avait l'intention d'être le commanditaire. et je reste contente et fière de compléter sa promesse. Le prix du livre français est donc offert à la mémoire de Roger Phillips. This is the fourth occasion since the death of my husband, Roger, that I will have the honor of presenting the Prix du Livre Français, given every other year. Before his death in 2013, he intended to become the sponsor of this award, and I continue happy and proud to fulfill his promise. Le Prix du Livre Français is offered in memory of Roger Phillips. Les candidats sont Conte bleu, encre économe, par Ian C. Nelson, édition de la Nouvelle Plume. Will et Ernest, par Martine Noël-Mort, édition de la Nouvelle Plume. Junk City, par David Baudemont, édition de la Nouvelle Plume. Le théâtre Francescois, recueil de pièces de théâtre pour adolescents, tome 6. Édité Laurier Gallo, édition de la Nouvelle Plume. Et le gagnant, Junk City par David Baudemont. Félicitations aux gagnants du prix du livre français. Félicitations.
Thank you, Anne. We are pleased to have His Worship Saskatoon Mayor Charlie Clark join us to introduce the shortlist and winner of the Saskatoon Award, sponsored by the City of Saskatoon and Saskatoon Public Library.
Hello, everyone. I am Mayor Charlie Clark, and it is a real pleasure for me to have a chance to take part with all of you in the 2021 Saskatchewan Book Awards. It is so great to have this event, and so we can recognize the incredible authors that we have right here in our city and right across the province. The City of Saskatoon and the Saskatoon Public Library are co-presenting this award for the Saskatoon Book Award, and the shortlisted books are If Sylvie Had 9 Lives by Leona Theis, published by Freehand Books. The Burden of Gravity by Shannon McConnell, published by Caitlin Press. Flat Out Delicious, Your Definitive Guide to Saskatchewan's Food Artisans by Jen Sharp with photography by Richard Margin, published by Touchwood Editions. In Search of Almighty Voice, Resistance and Reconciliation by Bill Wazer, published by Fifth House Publishers. And Small Reckonings by Karen Melberg Schweer, published by Burton House Books. And the winner is Karen Melberg Schweer for Small Reckonings. Congratulations, Karen, for winning the SBA City of Saskatoon, Saskatoon Public Library, Saskatoon Book Award.
Thank you, Mayor Clark. I am now pleased to introduce Her Worship, Regina Mayor Sandra Masters. Mayor Masters will be introducing the shortlist and winner of the Regina Book Award, sponsored by the City of Regina.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mayor Sandra Masters, and I am delighted to participate in this year's 2021 Saskatchewan Book Awards. On behalf of my City Council colleagues, it is my pleasure to introduce the shortlist authors and books, as well as announce the winner of the City of Regina Book Award. The shortlist books and authors are Purchasing Power, Women and the Rise of Canadian Consumer Culture by Donica Belisle, published by the University of Toronto Press. Loss of Indigenous Eden in the Fall of Spirituality by Blair Stonechild, published by the University of Regina Press. Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox, published by the University of Regina Press. Moonlit World by Edward Willett, published by DAW. The Diamond House by Dianne Warren, published by HarperCollins. And the winner is Dianne Warren for The Diamond House. Congratulations, Dianne, for winning the City of Regina Book Award. To all nominees, congratulations and thank you for your literary contributions that enrich, educate, and feed our hearts and minds. Please enjoy the rest of the 2021 Saskatchewan Book Awards. Have a wonderful evening.
We have hit the halfway point of our ceremony, and instead of an intermission, we have a special treat, a poetry reading from the Saskatchewan Poet Laureate Peace Akintade through the support of the Canada Council for the Arts. Peace has been the Youth Poet Laureate since last August, She was Saskatoon's Youth Slam champion from 2017 to 2019. Her poems touch on growing up in Kuwait, Nigeria, and Canada, and touch on the impact of slavery in Africa, colorism, and relearning her culture within the context of colonization. Please give a warm virtual welcome to Peace Akintade.
My name is Peace Akintade. So for my poem today, it is influenced by the Emancipation Day that's coming up in June. And it's a bittersweet motivational piece using metaphors from my time in Nigeria. We like to use personalization of nature, and I have taken that method back to me, to Canada, with this poem. If you tell a rooster his croak can lift the sun, and the stumps of his beak saves a nation, soon he becomes ruler of the chickens and the ants. Soon he pecks the ground with drunken power, and soon his goodness is merited by destruction. If you tell the rooster his wings rotates the earth, he becomes God, his existence contrived by our tongue. And my people, are we the rooster or the tongue? The poet sits by the hangman tree, trying to describe the vision of before her. How do you describe death? And nature grieving for our angels, skin black and swollen, slumped over the worship altar, skin black and swollen, burned by privileged hands, skin black and beautiful, mistaken for suicide. The poet balances her notebook between a full belly and gasping cries to nature. She spews curses on our mistaken freedom. She wants anger to rumble and enter the years of guilty men. The beat of talking drum cries for revolution, and soon the croaks of frogs mimics police officers. The crickets die under power lines. The innocents of youths are killed for free parking tickets. Their legacy remained as parking tickets, and there is blood in the washcloths, white stains on the sand hills, and the masters are betrayed by the silence of their workers. Our voices shall no more speak blessing on a nation that believes they succeeded. The country of skyscrapers will be desolate as the children of nature's whisper aids to the world. Skin black and angry shall no more hide the power of the sun. The villagers shall rebuild the worship stones of the dead, dance backwards toward the talking drum, tell tales of the rooster to warn their children of the power of their names. Yet there is laughter in our voice, tremble in our tone, our anger laced with forgiveness. No one guesses our suffering. The beats of the talking drum cries for a revolution. And must our calloused hands build thrones for other nations, be bound together by chains for others? And laughter grows louder to silence the poet's wrath. And the rooster pecks the ground, mimicking the drums. Do not let the world deceive you. We were once the tongue, professing them as powerful. Now we are the rooster, scraping for their encouragement, content in flapping our wings, believing we rotate the earth, my people. We are both the rooster and the tongue, the prophecy and the prophet. And cutting off our tongue makes the beak stronger. The power was always the rooster. Stop and listen, listen and hear their cries. Do not mistake them for smiles. We were not born to make you comfortable. Thank you.
Thank you, Peace. And now to announce the shortlist for the SK Arts Poetry Award honoring Anne Schmigalski is SK Arts Director and CEO, Michael Jones.
Sask Arts is proud to sponsor the Poetry Award at the 2021 Saskatchewan Book Awards, presented in honor of Anne Schmigalski. We're also proud to have supported the work of so many of the artists and the publishers whose work is being honored this evening. The nominees for the Poetry Award are Uninterrupted by Gillian Harding Russell, published by Ecstasis Editions. Field Notes for the Self by Randy Lundy, published by the University of Regina Press. The Burden of Gravity by Shannon McConnell, published by Caitlin Press. And The Vivian Poems, Street Photographer Vivian Meyer, by Bruce Rice, published by Radiant Press. And the recipient of the 2021 SaskArts Poetry Award is Randy Lundy, Field Notes for the Self. Congratulations, Randy.
Thank you, Michael. We will keep things rolling here. The next category is the Creative Saskatchewan Publishing Award. The shortlisted works are Radiant Press for Tiny Ruins, written by Nicole Hadupuis. University of Regina Press for Nature's Broken Clocks, Reimagining Time in the Face of the Environmental Crisis by Paul Hubner. University of Regina Press for Uncertain Harvest, The Future of Food on a Warming Planet by Ian Mosby, Sarah Ross, and Evan D.G. Fraser. University of Regina Press for Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox. And University of Regina Press for Until We Are Free, Reflections on Black Lives Matter in Canada, edited by Rodney Diverless, Sandy Hudson, and Cyrus Marcus Ware. And the winner is the University of Regina Press for Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox. Congratulations. The next category is the Sask Books Publishing and Education Award. Presenting the award on behalf of Sask Books is its president, John Kennedy.
Sask Books is proud to sponsor the Publishing and Education Award. And the shortlisted publishers are GDI Press for Road to la Prairie Ronde by Court Donia. Mackenzie Art Gallery for The Gardener's Universe by Victor Tsikansky. University of Regina Press for Arrows in a Quiver, From Contact to the Courts in Indigenous Canadian Relations by James Frideris. University of Regina Press for Nakoniawa, Beginning Nakota, Vincent Collette editor, with Armand MacArthur and Wilma Kennedy. And the winner is University of Regina Press for Nakoniawa, Beginning Nakota, Vincent Collette editor, with Armand MacArthur and Wilma Kennedy.
Thank you, John. Next, I'd like to welcome Brad Bird, speaking on behalf of the Saskatoon Public Library to present the Indigenous Peoples Publishing Award.
Thank you, Sam. The shortlisted books are University of Regina Press for Loss of Indigenous Eden and the Fall of Spirituality by Blair Stonechild. University of Regina Press for Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox. University of Regina Press, Nakoniawa, Beginning Nakota, Vincent Collette with Armand MacArthur and Wilma Kennedy. University of Regina Press for Cry Wolf, Inquest into the True Nature of a Predator by Harold Johnson. Miyawata, Culture Inc. for The Story of Broken Knife Lookout by Floyd Fable. And the winner is the University of Regina Press for Cry Wolf, Inquest into the True Nature of a Predator by Harold Johnson.
Thanks, Brad. On to our next category, which is the Rasmussen & Co. Indigenous Peoples Writing Award. Speaking for Rasmussen & Co. is Zena Churowski.
Thank you, Sam. I'm very pleased to be joining you from Oskanaka Asasteki, Regina, Saskatchewan, in Treaty 4 territory. The shortlisted books are Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox, published by the University of Regina Press. Loss of Indigenous Eden and the Fall of Spirituality by Blair Stonechild, published by the University of Regina Press. Field Notes for the Self by Randy Lundy, published by the University of Regina Press. The Narrows of Fear by Carol Rose Golden Eagle, published by Inanna. And Cry Wolf, Inquest into the True Nature of a Predator by Harold Johnson, published by the University of Regina Press. And the winner is Carol Rose Golden Eagle for The Narrows of Fear. Congratulations, Carol, for winning the Rasmussen & Co. Indigenous Peoples Writing Award.
Thanks, Zena. Our next category is the Jean Marie and Edna Forbes Foundation Fund Young Adult Award. Here to present is Donna Ziegler, the Executive Director of the South Saskatchewan Community Foundation.
My name is Donna Ziegler. I'm the Executive Director for the South Saskatchewan Community Foundation. For more than 50 years, our foundation has facilitated philanthropy by investing charitable gifts and bridging donor desires with community needs. We support agencies, charities, and causes to enrich the quality of community life. The G. Murray and Edna Forbes Foundation Fund is held at South Saskatchewan Community Foundation, where it supports charitable causes throughout the South Saskatchewan area. The shortlisted books are Kakavee by Miriam Kerner, published by Red Deer Press, Because of That Crow by Beverly Brenna, published by Red Deer Press, and The Gamer's Guide to Getting That Girl by Christine Scarrow, published by Dundurn Press. And the winner is Miriam Kerner for Kakavee. Congratulations, Miriam, on winning the G. Murray and Edna Forbes Foundation Fund Young Adult Award.
Thank you, Donna. And back to announce the shortlist and winner of the Fiction Award is another Donna Woloshin, Chair of the Saskatchewan Book Awards.
Thank you, Sam. And now, the shortlist for the Fiction Award sponsored by the Saskatchewan Book Awards are Tiny Ruins by Nicole Haldupas, published by Radiant Press. If Sylvie Had 9 Lives by Leona Tice, published by Freehand Books. The Diamond House by Dianne Warren, published by HarperCollins. The Unlocking Season by Gail Bowen, published by ECW Press. The Teller from the Tale by Ven Begamudre, published by Radiant Press. And the winner is Leona Tice for If Sylvie Had 9 Lives. Congratulations, Leona, on winning the 2021 SBA Fiction Award.
Thank you, Donna. And finally, I would like to introduce Jeff Barber, CEO and Director of the Regina Public Library, who will announce the winner for the Regina Public Library Book of the Year Award honoring Mary Sutherland.
The shortlisted books for the Regina Public Library Book of the Year Award honoring Mary Sutherland are Tiny Ruins by Nicole Haldupas, published by Radiant Press. The Diamond House by Dianne Warren, published by HarperCollins. Genocidal Love, A Life After Residential School by Bevan Fox, published by University of Regina Press. Field Notes for the Self by Randy Lundy, published by the University of Regina Press. And Flat Out Delicious, Your Definitive Guide to Saskatchewan's Food Artisans by Jen Sharp. Photography by Richard Margin, published by Touchwood Editions. And the winner is Randy Lundy for Field Notes for the Self. Congratulations, Randy, for winning the Regina Public Library Book of the Year Award honoring Mary Sutherland.
And there you have it. That is all the categories for this evening. What an impressive list of winners and nominees. Congratulations to all of you tonight. Thank you for attending the 2021 Saskatchewan Book Awards. I'm Sam McKeag from CBC Saskatchewan, and it has been an absolute honor to be here. Thank you again for joining us tonight, and have a wonderful evening.